Welcome back, friends. In this lecture, we will discuss more briefly about entity types and entity sets. A database usually contains group of entities that are similar. For example, a company employing hundreds of employees may want to store similar information concerning each of the employees. These employee entities share the same attributes, but each entity has its own values for each attribute. An entity type defines a collection or set of entities that have the same attributes. Each entity type in the database is described by its name and attributes. You can see this example. The collection of all entities of a particular entity type in the database at any point in time is called an entity set or entity collection. In this example, we are having two database. One is employee database, another one is company database. For employee database, there are three common entities. One is name, another one is age, another one is salary. But the entity set may be differ. So each entity set having different names, but they are following the same entity. So under the name entity, we can have n number of employees. Here, three employees are mentioned, one with John Smith, next one is Fred Brown, and third one is Judy Clark. Then you can see the age also differing for each persons. So what objective they are mentioning is the entity will be common, entity sets will be differing their values, but they will be following the same entity. A single entity will be having many entity sets. Okay, so you can see the company database, three entities are there. One is name, another one is headquarters and president. The values of name, headquarters and president will be differing. So here C1 is C1 for company 1 and company 2. Company 1 Sunco Oil will be having the headquarters as Houston and president will be John Smith. And for company Fast Computers, headquarters will be Dallas and president will be Job King. So this is the clear example which specifies about the entity types and the entity sets. The next thing is key attributes of an entity type. An entity type usually has one or more attributes whose values are distinct for each individual entity in the entity set. Such an attribute is called a key attribute and its values can be used to identify each entity uniquely. For example, the name attribute is a key of the company entity type, but no two companies are allowed to have the same name. The value sets are domains of attributes. So each simple attribute of an entity type is associated with a value set which specifies the set of values that may be assigned to that attribute for each individual entity. For example, the range of ages allowed for employees is between 16 and 17. So we can specify the value set of the age attribute of employee to be the set of integer numbers between 16 and 70. The next thing is conceptual design of the company database. You can see how the conceptual design of the company database has been mentioned here. So here department is the entity type with several attributes such as name, number, location, manager, and manager start date. Location is the only multi-valued attribute because this particular department can be operated in many locations. It can have more than one values. That's why it is mentioned in the multi-valued attribute. So we can specify both name and number as key attributes because each was specific to be unique. The name will be unique and number will be unique. When you are comparing the name and number, which one will be more unique? Number will be unique. But according to this company database, at present, both the name and number will be unique. So this is these are some another examples of conceptual design of the company database. So when you are mentioning about the project entity, previously we discussed about the department entity. Here we are discussing about the project entity. Here also several attributes are there. One is name, another one is number, then location and controlling department. Again, name and number will be the key attributes. Here, location is not multi-valued attribute. The meaning is the project is done in a single location. The next attribute, next entity is the dependent entity, which has the attributes such as employee, department name, sex, birth date, and relationship. So you can see here, department name can be unique here. Okay. And this is the conceptual design of the entire company database. So here employee is the entity type, and which has the several attributes such as name, SSN. SSN means some specific serial number or an ID given to that particular name. Then sex, address, salary, birth date, department, and supervisor. You can see here, works on has been mentioned as multi-valued attributes. The meaning is a particular employee can work more than one project. So that's why it is works on has been mentioned in a multi-valued attribute. Okay. So the hours will also differ for each project. So under works on, so works on multi-valued attribute means the project may be two more than one and hours may be different for both the projects. Okay. So I hope you have understood the conceptual design of the company database as well as what is meant by an entity type and what is the entity sets. So the references are from the same Fundamentals of Database System, 7th edition, Pearson Education. So we will meet in the next lecture. Thank you.